Welcome to the Brothers and Sisters podcast. This is what's coming up next, so stay tuned.
What do you call like rap ballads? I think that what is where they're like rap balladers. I think that's what they want to refer themselves to. But again,
wait, I'm sorry. You mean like ballads, like romance ballads?
Yes.
Because when we think about romance,
yeah.
I mean, I think Migos every time. I'm like, I've been waiting all night for Migos.
You guys aren't thinking Quavo and Offset when it comes to romance? I don't know why you wouldn't be. Welcome to the Brothers and Sisters podcast. Today is Thursday, June 10th, 2021. We're coming from actually in 4 separate places. Nicole, Autumn, Lindsay, and Sean are late or may not even be here this week. So we're coming from, I'm in Baltimore. Nicole is in Bound Brook, New Jersey. Walter, of course, is in Delaware. And our guest tonight, Ranty Nathan Olawase. Is that correct?
Pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good. I got a bunch of Nigerian.
Which means it's not correct.
I got a bunch of Nigerian friends, man. I tried.
No, it was actually a pretty good effort.
Okay. Appreciate it. Is our guest tonight. Ranty, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go in more when we do your personal interview.
Okay. A little bit about myself. I'm Ranty. I'm 27. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I've lived in New York for almost 8 years. I work in tech recruitment. Yeah, that's it for now.
Ranty and I go back to Hillary's 2016 campaign. As I follow, Ranty's gone a little further left than that now. So we'll see. We'll see how that journey is gone, and we'll take it from there. I think Autumn just joined us.
Yeah.
Autumn is Autumn. Shocked that Autumn missed last week. Autumn is obviously known as the responsible one, the mature one.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm what?
You're the responsible, mature.
I haven't seen you in years. Hi, Autumn.
Hi. How are you? Oh my God.
Okay, sorry. Ranty, we're really excited that you're here too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh, no, I see you on Instagram, but that's it. How have you been?
Yeah, good. Okay, we'll catch up later. I follow you too. Everything looks great. Okay, sorry.
I think I see Nicole also, but she's kind of off the screen.
Yeah, she's here.
Nicole.
That's a fantastic name. That is such a beautiful name. Great people, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm sorry about last week. I was like, when I tell you knocked out, I was beyond knocked out. And I had a dream about like trying to log on to the podcast. I was like, Sean and Nicole were here in my dream. And they're talking to you, and they're like, no, Autumn's here. She's about to hop on. And in my dream, I was crawling to the microphone, but I was and I couldn't get there.
That is hilarious.
And I woke up at like 11:30 and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Sean, how did it go? He's like, we're still going. I was like, oh.
As somebody who is always punctual, always on time, and never misses deadlines, as everybody on this podcast that's too.
I was so
I frankly am a little bit hurt. Yeah, I expected a little bit more.
I'm sorry. See, this is what Nicole. Remember how I told you about my life?
Yes.
Well, this has been my life since I was a child. I was never allowed to like be a kid because everyone's like, Autumn knows better. I'm like, but I'm 5. I'm like, but
we're disappointed in you.
I'm like, all the other kids do the same thing, but you know better, kiddo.
Nicole, Autumn, Ranty is on. I think he was on. His picture was there.
He's still right here.
Yeah,
he's still there. Everybody's seeing. That's our guest this week. He just introduced himself. You guys got the bio that I sent.
Yes.
So everybody's familiar with one another. Today, we're going to talk about a local Baltimore kind of sort of topic, but it spans to not nationwide, but as Black people, we all know what it's like when you're surrounded by other Black people and you're like, I don't know. We were at Fells Point. We were at Fells Point last weekend in Baltimore. Actually, Nicole, when you were down here, we went out in Fells Point.
Yes, that is a trip that I will remember for the rest of my life. Do you remember?
Oh, I definitely remember.
Yeah,
I definitely remember. Yeah, there's actually a lot of that now, except it's blacker and younger.
Blacker.
And younger and blacker and younger and blacker.
Sounds like it's coming 2022, Netflix.
Yeah. So we got that. We got abortion reaching the moral majority for the first time since polling started. Ranty, we'll talk about a little bit about this with you in your personal interview when we talk about pride in your journey. But gay marriage is overwhelmingly supported by everyone now. It's like 70-30 nationwide, and it's like 55-45, wait for it, in the Republican Party.
That's because they keep getting caught in the bathroom of Atlanta Airport. So it's about
there you go.
Sorry.
One that I found shocking, or not shocking, but just strange when you think about it, workplace harassment. Women, people of color are reporting like an increase of workplace harassment in spite of the fact we aren't in the workplace due to COVID. So people are finding a way to kind of sort of harass people online at work now. I didn't think that was a real thing.
Because nobody can see you, but
nobody can see you. Yeah, exactly.
As someone whose job is to read people's emails and IMs, we know what you're doing at the company.
But everyone read like White Fragility, so it's over now.
Yeah.
We've all been trained. This is shocking to me today.
It's over now. Then finally, I said we talk about it, but I actually, the more I think about it, the more it kind of sort of both disgusts and saddens me. Is a fan of the genre, but Migos was really hyped about inventing rap. They said substanceless rap about nothing, and they want their credit for it, damn it. That's what Offset and Quavo said. They started all of this rapping about nothing. And they feel like people recognize them for it, but like kind of sort of mainstream media doesn't. They put them all in the same plane when they actually were the first to rap about nothing consistently successfully. Obviously, people have rapped about nothing, but they're saying they're the first to have done it consistently, successfully, and made it commercially popular. That's their play. So we got we got a pop show.
Are we supposed to argue with them about this, or
is that something?
I mean, it was sad. Like it really was. The responses under the articles were like, "Come on, like is this what we're celebrating now?" And then of course people were like, "Oh, I bump Migos. Migos is hot. You don't care what it is they're rhyming about," which is kind of sort of what their point was, that nobody really cares about what anybody says anymore. You just have to be on beat, and the beat's got to be hot. That's like I said, it's a hip hop. It might be, you know what? I might.
But they don't always do that all the time.
What'd you say?
I said, but they're not always doing that all the time. Like they're not always on beat.
No, they aren't.
Like you.
That's the remix, Ranty. That's the remix. Okay.
Yeah. Migos now, I think they call them. They're like what do they call, like rap ballads? I think that what is where they're like rap balladers. I think that's what they want to refer themselves to. But again,
wait, I'm sorry. You mean like ballads, like romance ballads?
Yes.
Because when we think about romance,
I mean, I think Migos every time. I'm like, I've been waiting all night for Migos.
You guys aren't thinking Quavo and Offset when it comes to romance? I don't know why you wouldn't be.
They go. Migos on the street, I wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah. Well, that's where it is.
One of the Migos took my purse, I could not point them out in a lineup. I don't.
I would just be like, "Are you from Atlanta?" I'm sorry, and I lived in Atlanta. I would know the difference. I'd be like, "Okay."
But first, I think we should start with this Fells Point story, because actually I got this shirt visiting Chisholm when he moved from Cleveland to Fells Point. Excuse me, from Fells Point to Cleveland 11 years ago. Fells Point.
I was here one weekend hanging out, and we briefly were at Chisholm. That's a nice place.
Nicole and Autumn, they know Fells Point too. But for our audience, our non-Baltimore audience, Fells Point is the most, it's the biggest tourist spot in Baltimore because it has the most bars and restaurants per capita of any place in the city. It's downtown, right on the water, waterfront property, etc. It's been, Baltimore's obviously a city that's segregated by race and class. So it was one of those places where, for lack of a better term, white people used to go out, right?
Hmm.
Well, that ain't the case no more. We kind of saw this, and Corey was pointing out, Autumn, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Remember, we were it was Sean's birthday with Ariel. We were in Fells Point.
Yeah.
And we kind of sort of noticed, we're like, okay, it's getting a little blacker, a little younger. We were there Friday night. And like Corey said, this is Pennsylvania North Avenue. Like, it's literally overrun with Black people. And it's not just Black people, because there are plenty of Black people everywhere. This is the 15 to 24 demographic, popping wheelies on bikes. We saw one.
I'm a demographic I'm afraid of, regardless of race, ethnicity. Yeah. 24.
Me too.
That's an excellent point, right? Most of the crime, actually, the overwhelming majority of the crime committed in the country is like by males 15 to 24, right? Once you get, that's the danger zone. Like, if you get out of that, you got a pretty good chance of like not going to jail or not.
Until you're 27 or 28, because your brain is still plastic.
Fully formed to 25, so
they're saying 27, 28 now. That's UNICEF's number. So that's why they're arguing. Yeah.
So what Autumn was saying, I had a nice, nice apartment, waterfront, like, it was a pretty nice place. And obviously, because it's a tourist attraction and, there's going to be nice places. We saw a chick just, I don't know if she was passed out or got beat the fuck up or whatever. She was just face down on the ground with cops surrounding her as we were walking around. Every place has a cover now because you see establishments are trying to keep the quote unquote riffraff out, but it's only $10, so it's not enough to keep the riffraff out. And so we were talking about just how Black and young it had gotten, right? Well, that was Friday night we went out, last Friday night. Saturday, that next day, there were 4 people shot in Fells Point in 2 fights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why does this sound like Lenox Mall in Atlanta?
It sounds like you took a paradox under the bridge.
Randy, did that used to be white and then it turned to something black?
That is the story I heard.
It's never been. It's only white at like 9 a.m.
That's the story I heard.
Barely.
Yeah. So
like reverse gentrification. That's what that
is. all the business owners are now banding together. Even the Black business owners, white business owners, they're like, to the city. They're like, we're not going to pay any taxes until you do something about this. And so the mayor was down there, like talking to business owners. He's actually down there right now as we speak, trying to get a pulse for what's going on. But as I was explaining to Chisholm and a little bit to Corey and Sean, I think it's over. Like we're in a cycle now where how it works is this is just going to be a wrap, right?
Can I just ask a New Jersey question?
Yes, ma'am.
Nicole, New Jersey. Where have all the white people gone?
That's an excellent question. White people are still living down there, but as I was explaining, it's part of the cycle, right? Once the murders and crimes keep going up, the property values go down, then we can get down there and start living down there too. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. And then eventually Fells Point will just be Black, and we'll move that. As far as where white people are going out now, there's still Federal Hill, there's still Harbor East, there's still Canton in Baltimore, but Fells Point we're kind of sort of taking ourselves. There are class issues with this though, right? And a lot of this is our age because we're older. Well, because we were walking around, we were like, damn, like is this safe? Like, and Chisholm was remarking, he was like, when Plank built the Sagamore, the owner of Under Armour, built the Sagamore Hotel right smack dab in the middle of it. Big, nice hotel, nice expensive bar or whatever. Did he bank on this? And one of the proprietor of Sagamore was like, yeah, I'm not paying you taxes till this is fixed.
You can do that. You can just decide.
I was gonna say, like, you can just do that.
Incredibly, that's a very Caucasian mindset.
I'm gonna try that next year. I'm going to be like, until you fix it in New Jersey.
And I won't even necessarily say Caucasian, but I will say that's a very privileged mindset.
Yeah.
And in the country, the more privileged people tend to be.
So this is where the discussion goes, right? A, is there anything that can be done about it? Ranty, you pointed out Lenox Mall. I assume it's still black now. And B, should anything be done about it?
Well, can I just ask another clarifying question? Sorry, I'm here with all the questions. How black is black? Because I live in New Jersey, and like 3 black people in North New Jersey, it gets real black. Like, how black is black?
Black is in...
Like you said, it's getting real black and really young.
Black is in wholly black. Black is in only white people you see are tatted up, iced out white dudes and white women fighting over black boyfriends. That black?
Well, obviously, but okay.
Yeah, that kind of black.
Okay.
Like,
I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify how black is.
Yeah. White iced out white DJ, black girlfriend sitting next to him like we were at Roto's.
Well, that's where you
kind of black. Yeah.
You went wrong. Is that Roto?
But that's the thing on you'd be like, okay, Roto's, yeah, that's a hip hop club. Like there's no place not to go where it isn't overrun.
Really? So you can't go to Bond Street Social or
on street social is nothing but black people now.
Wow, there was a time I used to go there and I'd see a few faces here and there and there's a lot of techno.
Yeah. No.
Change the music, people won't necessarily.
Yeah. Is this even a thing? It's definitely noticeable. But is it a thing? Like should there be concern? Are there latent racial undertones that white business owners, even though some of the business owners are black, are like, we pay exorbitant rents to own businesses down here, thinking it's going to be profitable, but it's not going to be profitable if 4 people are shot and they're 2 separate fights.
Now the violence is the concern. Maybe not the demographic, but no, if I'm a business owner, I'm going to have an issue with having my business in an area where people are getting shot.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not safe. That's not good for business.
Every time, but I mean, the shooting, I agree with you, Autumn. That's a thing. No one likes to get shot or be I mean, there's no race for that. People like to live. Right. But I always feel whenever we have these conversations, it reminds me of that book from the early years where it was like, why are all the black kids sitting together at lunch? Mm-hmm. Like, why does everyone care when a bunch of black people start going to places where we not supposed to?
So
for me, the focus isn't about how black and young it's getting because maybe we're too old to be out, or maybe just me. I just want to stop the shooting.
Right. That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Prevent the violence.
Yeah.
I'll let Walter get in because he had a point, and then I have a follow up to what you just said, Nicole.
The challenge is getting the violence out, right? That's a deeper problem because what happens when these business owners pull out their own guns? because they fear, right? Because they're afraid, right?
Yeah.
So when they take the law into their own hands, then what the ramifications, right? We're gonna protest, we're gonna march. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you said, why can't we go there? We should. There should be black people there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I agree with raise the rate. You can't get in unless you pay a $30 cover, $50, whatever it is.
Or
it's just like my business. It's the same thing. I don't want a certain type of client, right? I don't want somebody who wants a $30 an hour personal trainer. It's not. I'll send you to someone. It's not the business I'm looking for. If you can't pay $500 a month, I'm not interested.
Pick your client.
And there's a market for it. Now, do I give them a specific service for that? Yeah. So the same thing would have to apply. Great. I'm gonna pay you this $35 cover, but the first drink better be fucking free. Better be clean, right? The floors better be clean. It better be some decent looking waitresses, right? So all those things it's all relative. You know, you can't charge $35 cover and then the place look like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
Hire your security. It ain't hard. You can all those business owners could walk around and hire a security guard for the freaking whole walking street. It ain't hard. If they can pool together to not pay their taxes, they can pool together to hire 10 off-duty cops and pay $35, $50 an hour and be done with it.
And just have maybe enforce the dress code, but be, really enforce the dress code. Don't
consistent
use it
across the board.
Yeah, don't use it to keep certain people out. And then also, I don't know how laws work in each city, but I know when I was in Pittsburgh, there were certain establishments where you couldn't get in unless you were 25 or older. Not a lot. Yeah, but why can't we raise the
neighborhood? You can't shut down a whole neighborhood. How you gonna shut down all of Fells Point and say it's all just 25 or over?
Well, I mean, to get in.
But how are you gonna get the whole block, the whole neighborhood to be 25 and over?
And I think also that's part of the issue. And just to give more background, if you want to think Fells Point, think for listeners who aren't from Baltimore, not outdoor strip of bars, like outdoor square of bars, Southeast DC now, like that square that's there. Maybe, I hate to say Bourbon Street because obviously it doesn't compare at all, but the idea that they're just lines of bars down streets or whatever. The issue with the establishments these are kids. They aren't going to the establishments. They're outside popping wheelies on bikes and getting in fights with one another.
Yeah.
Right? And licking off shots. And also, the elephant in the room, and it's kind of a conservative elephant, is when it was mostly white, there weren't 4 shootings and 2 fights, every weekend.
There
now
was
it's become more black.
The fight was
there. Gonna be fights.
With drunk people, there's always fights.
Yeah.
There was fights. There was no shooting.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about melees, not individual fights. I'll send you guys the article. These were melees,
bananas.
roving groups of people. They don't know if they're gangs or not. They suspected they were gangs because there are a lot of Latino people now. Also, that's kind of sort of where Latin Baltimore is also. So there's a lot of gang speculation. If 15, 20 people just all of a sudden get into a fight outside in Fells Point.
Maybe that's just loyalty.
A big family.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going on there now. It's definitely something that it was on, I think, page 2 of the Sun. So definitely got to one of the things where it was and we're talking about a city where there's 360, 400 homicides a year. They're shit's going down in Fells Point. It's
but the shit's going down all over. I mean, we have some of the highest rates of shootings all across the country. We have been at home for a year stewing in grudges. Okay, people are angry and it's hot. So that's not a Fells Point thing. That's just a life thing.
And this is what's happening. But this was going on before. This was going on in Fells Point, in 2019?
It's been 2 years.
There were some shootings because I remember my mom was like, "You weren't down there, were you?" And I was the day before, but I'm not going back. She was very
ironically, that's literally what happened to us last weekend. I was like, wow, there were 4 shootings and 2 fights. We were down there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And to our point, it's 2019, it was Sean's birthday, right? We know we're
oh yeah,
down here now.
There was a lot going on for Sean's birthday.
Sure. A lot. So that's something we'll keep track of it. We could actually link it to policing, which is where I think Nicole was going. Nicole, New Jersey.
Oh, I'll rename myself on the screen.
Where we're going. But with that though, like, I mean, we're gonna link it to defund the police. Baltimore just increased its police budget. And crime is up. So I was having that conversation today. So I don't know if you can link the two. Okay. But yeah, we'll keep on top of that and we'll see what happens.